Swole Benji here. Today I am going to teach you the ultimate PvP gathering build guide. Now what does that mean, okay? This is a build that can one-shot any other player, and if you're fighting against a group of players or just a few people, or you miss your one-shot abilities, you still have a very powerful PvP setup allowing you to just completely smash players down or escape very easily. So the very first thing we are going to do now is go over the items. Now this is a Sword and Shield Ice Gauntlet build, and let me explain the items, okay? But it's also a gathering build. So, a while back, I don't know why that closed my inventory, a while back Amazon gave everyone level 600 gear score harvester gear if they happen to have 500 or above gear score harvester gear in the earlier patches, because they goofed up and all the harvester gear got removed from the game for some reason, so Amazon apologized, and they gave everyone 600 gear score harvester. The reason we are using this is two reasons. One, it gives 25 intelligence. Secondly, well, it's free, so more than two reasons, but the other one is reinforced harvesting luck. So this is going to allow us to harvest hemp, wire fiber, silk, but also all herbs in the game. It's also going to allow us to harvest the elemental plants as well. So, and hyssop. That is 4 different tiers of items that you can harvest with one set of gear. This has more options to farm things than any other type of farming thing in the game. Let me explain real quick, okay? So, with trade skills, okay, logging, there's like 3 trees in the game. That's it. With mining, you got the metals. You got the metals for jewel crafting, and you have the elemental metals. That's it. Fishing it doesn't even work. Harvesting is the most options. Skinning is you just skin animals. There's no like elemental animals. That would be mining and mining and logging technically for the elemental animals. So harvesting gives you the most options out of the game, giving you the widest reach. Economically, so that if bots are, mass farming this one thing, then you can go farm something else, okay? So that's why we're going harvesting, but also because harvesting is intelligence-based, and intelligence is how we do our one-shot, okay? So let's continue talking about the items. So if you want to improve your harvester set, now let me talk about the harvester set too. I want you to look at something here. It says that harvester items are medium armor, but I have, like, all of these are considered medium armor, right? And I don't know if this will be fixed in the next patch. It's not in the patch notes, but I am considered light armor. I am considered light load while wearing medium armor. Now, technically, the armor pieces themselves are giving an armor rating of light armor, okay? So they technically should be light armor, but for some stupid reason, the game's coding thinks that I'm wearing a full set of medium armor, giving me more defense than I should have. Even though the physical, resistance down here shows that it's the same as wearing a light armor set, guys. But the damage is calculated as if I'm wearing medium armor. I don't know why, but I don't have the medium armor downgrade. I still get the 20% additional damage and healing, but we're not going to be doing any healing. Now let's go over the amulet. Again, you want intelligence on your amulet, and you want adored harvesting luck. Now, there is this rumor going around that amulet luck puts you in the negative, and that's not true at all. That was in the past. That's been fixed. It's good now. So get intelligence, get adored harvesting luck. Anything else, it doesn't really matter, because you're a one-shot glass cannon essentially, and most of the time you won't be fighting. You'll be gathering. For ring, you want intelligence and you want keen awareness. Now, you can't have keen awareness and ice damage on a ring. Ice damage is pretty darn good, but we want keen awareness more than anything, and try to get one with 11% crit. There's not been one on the market for quite a while, so I had to settle for this one that I had from like 2 servers ago. This is 1 transfer and 1 merger later. I got this on the first server I played on, alright? For earring, you want intelligence, and you at least want regeneration. Nothing else is really all that good. But other than that, for the weapons, now let's talk about the shield and the sword. And I'm going to get into why we have these specific perks. Now for the sword, you're going to want intelligence on your sword, and you're going to want keen and keen speed. Also, you want to put a elemental jewel in it. The reason I put an electric jewel, a topaz, is because monsters that are strong against ice magic are weak against lightning magic. So, if I'm fighting corrupted mobs for any reason, then I have a backup weapon that will deal bonus damage to them, alright? and also corrupted hate thrust, so you can just stab with a sword and you shock them, so it's kind of like a taser. Now, for the shield, I'm using an intelligence shield preferably. It doesn't really matter. Once you have your Ice Gauntlet out, you do not get the stats at all from this shield. This is only for your opener. You're going to want Keenly Empowered. Now, Keenly Empowered is interesting on the shield because when you activate it and you switch to the Ice Gauntlet, you still get to keep Keenly Empowered activated, which tremendously boosts your damage. It only says 15%, but it's way more than that for weird calculations on the Ice Gauntlet. I'm going to show you that here in a little while, okay? And then for the other mod, I would prefer if you get Vicious, because that allows your Shield Slam and your Leaping Strike to do more damage. Those aren't the proper names of the skills, by the way. But I have enchanted just so I can mow down mobs quickly with left-click spam. Alright, now for the Ice Gauntlet, try to get a 600 gear score Ice Gauntlet. This is where your big damage is from, okay? Of course, get all intelligence, get keen, and if you can, get vicious. Refreshing move is really handy in wars, in invasions, and in Outpost Rush, because you can just spam left click on a group of people, and you'll have all your cooldowns back really, really quickly. And the more ice storms you can throw down, the more people will die, okay? So refreshing move is really good. Ideally, the best gear possible would be all light armor with reinforced harvesting luck and refreshing on every piece. That's going to be near impossible to get, just because people don't list reinforced harvesting luck. They think it's a dead stat on gear. But anyway, that is the gear. Also, your sickle. Now, this is an important one too, okay? For your harvesting tool, your sickle, you want yield, and you want luck, and you want what's called gathering alacrity. This is from Small Elk Hooves. And what that does is when you finish gathering a node, you get 50% haste, and 50% haste is the fastest that you can go in the entire game. And when you are out harvesting extremely quickly, this lets you just tear ass across the whole zone, and you will outrun everyone else also fighting for these nodes. And if you get to the node first, it's yours, and you'll suck it up incredibly quick with a high gear score tool, and you'll run to the next one before anyone can touch them, and it's just so funny. And I'm going to go over the weapon specs now and explain a little bit how those work. Now, for the gem in Ice Gauntlet, use an Emerald because 20% additional damage when they are below 30% health really adds up. It may not sound like much, but I'm going to show you on a target dummy here in a little while just how much more damage it gives you, okay? Now, for your weapon masteries, this is what I use. Now, on the left tree here, you don't really need Empowered Stab. You don't really need Achilles heel, however you say it. The main thing that you really just want from this tree is you want Leaping Strike, okay? And you want all of them. And then this perk right here, on critical, gain 20% haste, and then you also want critical chance increased by 10%. You don't need everything else. Okay, this is just bonus damage. This is just, it's just all additional damage. Also, you get leadership, because if you want to do a group, you give everyone more damage. It's pretty cool. Alright, and then the other thing that you want is Shield Bash, okay? And you want Concussive Bash so that it's a 3-second stun. None of this other stuff really matters much. You can really throw it anywhere you want, but this is what I use, okay? The important one is Critical Precision, so you gain haste when you crit, and increasing your crit as high as possible while having a 3-second stun. Alright, now let's go to the Ice Gauntlet. Now, the left side of the tree is the important part, okay? You obviously want Ice Spike and everything it has to do with it. You want Ultimate Chill. You want Ice Storm and all of its perks, okay? You also want Critical Rejuvenation because you're going to be critting a lot. It's basically full mana restore when you do the combo, right, okay? And then, of course, you want more damage when you crit, more crit chance when they're in an Ice Storm, and heavy attack. This is very important. Heavy attacks will root the target. This prevents players from dodging out of your Ice Storm and not getting hit by the combo. There is a Meteor Storm going on in the game right now, so I can go get some Gleamite. Now, this side of the tree is not important. I'm going to tell you why I chose it, though. If you've never played with Ice Pylon, it is horrible. Go on the public test realm, get yourself a 600 gear score set, and play with Ice Pylon. It is garbage. Level 50 mobs two-shot this thing. It is awful. There is no use for this at all. Now, Entombed is okay, but it only does like 1,500 to 2,000 AoE damage, and if you let people surround you or get you in this position to entomb yourself, you're already dead. This is a hyper-mobile build. So you don't want to be entombing yourself. And then finally, Wind Chill. It can do some okay damage, especially against a large cluster of players, but it's pretty darn useless because you can out DPS this just by spamming left click or even doing heavy attacks, which is what you should be doing anyway. So for Ice Shower, this is for running away. This is also for speeding up your teammates with Quick Shower. Other than that, it's okay for PvE because it stops mobs and it lasts a while. It doesn't cost too much mana. It's just a good skill. That's why I went with it, okay? So now, let me show you the combos and abilities on a test dummy and on mobs outside of the settlement here. Now, let me just explain real quick. This is a hyper-mobile build, and what I mean by that is that you move incredibly fast. Now, if I had a ring with Hardy, I could do 2 rolls until I get my stamina back. But because I don't have that, I have to roll once, wait for stamina to start going up, and then roll again. Also, while I'm traversing around, I have Leaping Strike, and then I could roll, cancel out of that, and so on and so forth. But this is the real kicker. This is where it gets real interesting, okay? Is anytime you're out in the world and you want to run somewhere fast, just, you see on my compass how there's some random turkeys just around, right? Am I even heading the right direction? I am not. We're going to go this way. Don't worry, I'm going to cut the video so you don't have to watch me run all the way to the test dummies, or target dummies. But, like, see there's a turkey there? Now, there's a few things I could do. I could just run by it, hit it in the back, that's going to crit, and now I run at 50% haste, okay? It doesn't last too long. It lasts long enough. But essentially, what you want to be doing is roll canceling around, and then when you see a turkey, you just Leap Strike it. You crit it, you get that 50% haste, and you continue along your way. Another thing, too, is while you're running, you pick up any herb spawns, any elemental, plants, any hemp's fibers, and that will also increase your speed by 50%. So you are incredibly mobile, and you move very, very quickly. And you're going to be tagging mobs along the way so that you can move quicker to your target destination. And you're going to be doing this, also, I didn't flag up, but you're going to be doing this completely PvP flagged, because if you fight one person, for those, like, I have a video that demonstrates it on my channel, but it's a one-shot combo, and I'm going to talk about that when we get to the target dummies, but I'm just going to go ahead, and I'll just show you real quick. Let's see if we can do it here. And I think this thing's going to die. And there we go. I actually killed 2 of them with it. But essentially, you shield slam, which stuns them. You switch to your Ice Gauntlet, and you cast Ice Storm. And when you cast Ice Storm, it does not knock them out of the stun, because it's a damage over time. Damage over times do not knock you out of stun. So you eat that whole damage. And then while you cast Ice Storm, you charge a heavy attack, which will then root them, preventing them from rolling. And then you immediately cast an Ice Spike and cancel it right on top of them, which will hit them 4 times. Yes, okay, so the Ice Spike goes under them, that's 1 hit. Then it comes up from under them, that's 2 hits. Then those little 2 orbs spit out from both sides, and then that is 4 hits, and all of those crit just about all of the time. And I'm going to show you just how much damage that does. I'm going to cut the video now, and I will see you at the target dummy. Actually, before we get to the target dummies, I want to talk about consumables. So you're going to be obviously using a spicy steak pie for 2,000 harvest points, which is also going to give you life regeneration, but you're also going to be using the holiday food gingerbread cookie, which is 33 intelligence, and that, like right here, here it is. It says increased intelligence by 1, but it's actually 33. And that's also a heal over time, and that combines, see, there's the heal over time, that's a heal over time, and I have the harvesting luck bonus because I just ate the corn instead of the pie for stacking purposes, just to show you. And that's going to give you double regeneration on top of the regeneration from your earring. So if you wanted, you could actually, not rapier, we don't want rapier. If you wanted, you could use recuperation here and get an additional, what is that, 20, it's like 20-something% life over time. It's pretty darn powerful. It's what I normally run, but because I like to do some tank shenanigans, I kind of got Defiant Stance on right now. Anyway, I'm going to cut back to the target dummies. Alright, so we are at the target dummies, and just real quick, I just want to mention also that the Harvester set is ugly. This is what my character actually looks like, except the bottom part is kind of bugged out. I don't know why, but it is a nasty looking set. It makes you look like a dirt poor like farmer or something. You could dye this if you want. I'm using a combination of Twitch skins, but you could, if you truly want to like mind mess with your enemy, you would use the one that we all got at the very start for playing. If you happen to have this, there's still a way to get it. The Golden Rage coat. If you use full Golden Rage armor, okay, then it looks like you're wearing heavy armor, and that can throw off your opponents and make them think that you're more tanky than you actually are. Also, I just want to talk about helmets real quick. Just wearing stupid helmets like this or this, it really makes your head hitbox easy to find for snipers. So that's why I'm hiding my headgear, and that's why I don't have any hair, is so that I'm harder to see and harder to hit. That's all. Anyway, so we're at the target dummies now, and remember, the combo is Shield Slam. Now, technically, that doesn't have to be the start. When you see an enemy and you hold block, you can lunge at them, and this will stagger them. That's a stagger, and also that just gave me Empower, right? Technically, you want your Empower to go off from your Shield Slam and not your lunge. The lunge is to close a gap or to escape, okay? It also allows you to get out of grab well. It allows you to escape all sorts of BS crowd controls, right? But not roots, okay? If you step on a musket trap or you get rooted by the Scream from Void Gauntlet, you can't jump out of it. But you can jump out of grab wells, which is cool. Anyway, so what you're going to do is once you get into melee range, this is the combo here. Alright, so yeah, Shield Slam, switch, cast Blizzard, or not Blizzard, I'm sorry. But essentially that will delete their health. And you do it completely from melee range, and it really is dependent on the lag of the server and if you look at the top left, you can see my input latency is about 63, and that can affect how well you pull off the combo, especially in a big war, or if you have less than 60 FPS, that can also mess this up. But here's the combo once again. Alright, now these target dummies, they have about 10,000 HP, and I think I screwed it up. There, so I didn't quite pull it off correctly. At least I don't think I did. So let's try this again. Now, I just want to mention for those that made it this far in the video, I'm using a macro. Yeah, that's right. Whatever. I don't care. And I might share it if you join the Discord. But anyway, guys, let's try it once more, and then I'll teach you how to do it. Okay? So here we go. Cast and heavy attack, and there we go. You see those big numbers? All right. Now remember, each target dummy has 10,000 HP, okay? So, like, if you attack them from the back, you'll always crit. How many light attacks, and I'm hitting for what? Each slash is about 1,800 damage, so you're pretty scary in melee, you know? You can just kill a player, like, you can just run up and start hacking a player down, right? And you can even animation cancel this into stabs, you know, shield slams, all that fun stuff, right? But let's go ahead and hit the middle target dummy here. Well, actually, I just want to hit this one, no Empower, and see how much damage this does. If they stay in this circle the entire time, and look at the damage ticks, okay? 337. Once they get below 50%, it starts to do more damage, and that is because of the talent on Ice Gauntlet, which is right here? No, it's... Yeah, it increases damage by 10% if they are below 50% HP. But because we have the Emerald Gem, that's going to increase it even more. So let's just go ahead and just empower ourselves. Now that we're empowered, look how much more it does per... Okay, that didn't hit at all. It's in the circle. It's even frosty on the... Buggy game, guys. Okay, buggy game. So we're going to do that again. Let me just wait 10... Actually, I don't have to wait 10 seconds. I can just left-click and get it back with Refreshing Move, since I have that. And Refreshing Move is oddly weird when you stack it with Refreshing. If I had a full set of Refreshing armor, I would be getting like 3 to 4 seconds per shot. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm gonna do it from behind here. Shield Slam, so we get in power, and then we cast that, and now it's ticking for 414. Okay, so it was what, 337 each. Now it's 414, and then you saw the number really jump up there towards the end, right? So you can see that that's a lot of damage, and that's not 15%. That's way more than 15%, right? Anyway, so now let's weaken the target down to a critical amount. That's below 30% life. This is without Empower. Look how much damage each tick does, okay? It actually bugged out. It's supposed to do more than that. We'll do it with Empower too. But you get the point, right? So if you're just in a random outpost rush or in a war and you throw this down and there's someone already about to die, they're going to take massive, massive damage, okay? Massive amounts of damage. So let's just, here, let me slash them a little bit like so. Hit him with this. There we go. That's, yeah, there we go. 505 per tick, okay? This one here is being hit for 447 now. So the below 50% life stacks with the below 30% life. Also, by the way, for those that don't know, with max intelligence, you get a little bit more damage on your very first hit, which that's why you're seeing this first tick of spell damage do more damage than the rest, right? That explains that, okay? So now let's talk about mobility a little bit. Now that you know the kill combo, there's other ways to fight. You don't have to do your kill combo, okay? Normally, if you see a person, you block their shot, you can swap, shoot them back. You can also charge heavies. I usually just left-click spam because it costs less mana, and the crits are pretty devastating. 2,300, 2,700 because he's lower on health, but heavy attacks do have a bigger hitbox because it's a chunkier piece of ice, and it may be a little bit easier to hit. It's whatever you're comfortable with, but I don't like spending the amount of, I don't like spending the 5 mana, I think it's 5 mana. Yeah, it's like 5 mana to do the heavies. I just like to spam the light attacks because I hit more often and it's more pressure for them to dodge and stuff. But, okay, let's talk mobility now. So if someone is distracted, like say this target dummy is fighting someone else, I can just come in, that's a stagger. When you hit with that ability, they are stagger. That means their character gets hit so hard it puts them off balance, and it puts you in range for the shield slam, in which case you would start your combo and then they would be dead. Okay? Now, if you don't have your combo or you're not confident with the combo, and they're kind of, and like you're fighting, you're shooting them, they're shooting you, you could just throw this out and hit them with it, right? Now, if you want to know the distance to hit someone with this perfectly without having to left click to explode it, which it doesn't do the full damage if you don't left click, but what you do is when you roll in light armor, that is 5 meters, and then you take one full step, and that is how far away you have to be. Now, let me talk about aiming this too. You'll notice in that little encounter, I aimed directly at the target, at dead center. You don't want to do that. You want to aim a little bit to the right, because the spike comes out of your center and not so much where your cursor is, okay? So you would aim about right here instead, and you'll see that pretty much did about 9,000 HP right there in a single cast. That's without any kind of stacking. That's without having them rooted. That's without having them take extra damage while in the snowstorm. And then once you learn the timing, you can detonate this under people very easily. But let me give you another tip too on how to better see around you. And so what you're going to do is you go to settings, press escape, go to settings, and then go to visuals, and then your field of view, max that out at 70, okay? Put that at 70, and that's going to give you more situational awareness around you. It's going to give you, the camera is going to float a little bit higher, which will make it easier to see your shield spike and when to detonate it, okay? And it's a lot easier to smash the detonation when you are in melee range, okay? But let's hit that macro once more, guys. Alright, see, just make sure it works. There we go, boom, look at all them numbers. And remember, they can't roll away from this, they're stunned. And I've already explained the mechanics of it, but once you hit them with the shield slam, you have 3 seconds. So you switch to your ice gauntlet, and when you cast this, they're still stunned. They will eat this damage, okay? And let's say you don't want to do the kill combo, right? There's other ways, there's other kill combo. If you're against like a light armor opponent, you can still kill them without even using ice spike. So what you would do is you would shield slam them, then you can charge a light attack into a lunge, which it scoots me around, but against a player, you'll be locked onto them. It'll lunge into the player. But what you can do even better is you shield slam them, switch to this, they're stunned for 3 seconds, switch back, you can do a heavy into a lunge, and you can start swinging from there if you want. Or you can cast this, so that they can't roll away from you, and you can charge a heavy attack. You can do all sorts of different combos. You pretty much just adapt to it, okay? But even if you're like low on mana because you've been shooting someone from far away for quite a while, or maybe you've just been spamming spells in like Outpost Rush or something, and you're just running out of mana, you're still pretty damn strong with the sword and shield, okay? Because you can block every single attack. Don't try to block a heavy attack from a hammer or a great axe. They will break your it's better to roll most of the time, but they will break your guard. This is for ranged, like, musket users, for spellcasters, just, spamming light attacks, whatever. Okay? Because when you block, you do get a little bit stronger, okay? If you build up that empower from blocking, you can hit them with a stab, and, again, remember, the stab staggers, and that gives you time. That's a free shield slam if you land it, okay? If you land the leap attack, it's a free shield slam. Now, this one, I don't use in the PvP, because it's got a long cast animation. This is just if I'm, like, grinding wolves or something. okay? But let's talk about the gathering aspect now, okay? So now that we've went over the combat and how to kill everyone, as you traverse the world, just kill turkeys. You'll get that 50% haste, whatever. All right. And basically what you want to do is put down a campfire where you will be doing your harvesting, because you are in a full harvester set. And then go to the nearby shrine and flag for PvP, and then harvest all around your campfire within 500 meters. It's fine. You're a very mobile build. If you're fighting someone and they are not a rapier musket user, they can't catch you. Okay, let's say I'm running from a player, even if it's a fire staff user using his dash, even if it's a rapier user using evade into, what is that spell called? That's been a while, guys. I have a bad memory. Into flesh, fliche, whatever. I don't care how to pronounce it. Okay, I'm not French, but French are cool people. Anyway, guys, also French roast is really good, and the French in Age of Empires 4 very powerful. But what you do is you roll, dash, roll, just like that. And that leaves me at 1 stamina, so I don't get slowed down. If I see a mob, you just... Well, I didn't mean to double roll there, but either way, you just smack them. Well, in this case, I didn't crit, so keep running. Don't try to smack him again. He's starting to catch up, right? So dodge, jump, dodge, right? And now, oh no, let's say the enemy's getting real close, like the player. I throw this out, I just got a speed boost by going through that, and he's frozen in that little wall now. Whatever, poor Great Axe user, right? You know, their Bloodlust got nerfed down to 20% haste. Anytime we see a turkey, anytime we see any kind of critter out in the wild, all we have to do is leap attack it. We're going to crit if we hit from behind, and we have a very high crit. We have 40% crit chance with our Sword and Shield build, and we have a 45% crit chance. It's actually like 47 or 48, I forget, with the Ice Gauntlet when they are in the Ice Storm, okay? So you're going to be critting all the time. Also, you can always just dump one of these onto them, and that slows them down. You can also just turn around and blast them too, and you'll just kill them. People will get sick of chasing you, and they will fuck off. And when they get sick of chasing, that's when you turn around. Look at that, I just harvested a blue pigment, and I got 50% haste, okay? So I can turn around, I can start chasing them now, I can start leaping at them, I can start throwing these out, like if they're within cursor range and I just hit them once with that, they're slowed. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, here comes the one-shot kill combo, I'm coming for you. And then you send them back to their camp. And that's how you play this build. You just run around, you kill people, and you pick up hemp. It's a fun time. It's probably the most fun, most self-sustaining solo building game. Let me show you. These are just herbs. Like, say I'm chasing a player, right? I just pick up a herb for half a second. Okay, well, I failed. But I pick up a herb for half a second, and then boom, 50% haste. Okay, look how fast I'm going. And then I can, you know, do some rolls, do some dodges, throw this out, move faster. And you're gonna catch people, you're gonna kill them. Once they fight you one time and you blow them up immediately, they will never mess with you again, guys. They will never ever mess with you again. And also, if you just want to fight mobs, this is extremely easy to fight mobs, because you hit them with this, the mob is staggered, you can hit them with a combo, that's going to kill most things, okay? But if you want, you can just blow up a mob like that, they will instantly die. I can go kill alligators in one shot with this thing, okay? But other than that, you can gather a whole bunch of mobs up and just cast this spell, and then they will all die. And then you could even just light attack while you're doing this, and you're going to spin around and kill everything anyway. It's very simple, it's very easy. It is extremely powerful, and it's mostly a cheap and free build, okay? Because if you're like me, you got all of these pieces for free. Like, a sword like this is going to be like 40 gold. Okay, a weapon like this is going to be a little more expensive, okay? This thing can run you anywhere from 3,000 to 30,000, depending on the popularity of this video, but not a lot of people have been watching YouTube videos anymore for this game. It's really been dying. Now, this one's going to be hard to get, okay? I actually paid a jewel crafter like 12,000 for this. Also, I just want to mention too, don't forget the major harvesting trophies. You want to get those too. Apparently these only costed 10k to make. I tipped the guy another 9,000 on top of that to make them for me, because getting to 200 furnishing is really hard, and I'm a good tipper. I like to tip well. When I can, of course. And if you like to tip well, there is a link in the description and a link in the pinned comment. If I didn't forget to pin the comment with a Streamlabs link. Anyway, guys, that is the build video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It is extremely fun because you move incredibly fast and you kill everything in one shot. And look at this. You just grab a herb and then off I go. So let's hit the macro on the wolf here, blow him up, and he's dead. Right, I didn't even get to hit him with the spike because the other stuff killed him anyway. And you don't have to just harvest, you know, hemp and fiber. You can also run over here and get the ironwood trees too, guys, you know? You're free to run around, completely PvP flag, which is going to increase your luck, and you just kill everybody. Now, if you encounter a group of people, you have the means to run away or to slowly whittle them down if you really want to, and they will get sick of chasing you. Unless they are like a musket firing squad, that is your weakness. This build's weakness is a firing squad, aim botters, because you're technically in medium armor, but if they headshot you, you don't really have constitution to survive more than like 3 shots. Okay, if someone is using my max intelligence powder burn build, you're gonna die in 1 shot, okay? Unless you chug potions or something. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Go out there. This set is cheap. This set, you kill everybody in 1 combo. It's really easy, guys. And unless they nerf Ice Spike, which Amazon is really slow with the nerfs and the fixes, it's going to be several months before they do anything about it, until like some of the devs get on and keep dying to it or anything, right? But guys, that's the video. I make a New World video every day. I'm so busy. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like on the video. Not many people have been liking anymore on the vid. I haven't really been asking much, so if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. Hit that like, okay? Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.